want to kind of talk about what happened with Wendy Ortiz's sister, because I just think it's important to acknowledge that I think Twitch streamers need more awareness in life. And this is coming from someone who literally streams. I don't make any money. It'll be awesome one day, but it's something I love doing. And when you see these kind of clips, it just looks so bad, but it also makes me question you as a person in general. I guess yesterday Evelyn went out with her friends for dinner and was streaming it, no big deal. You see it all the time. And there was a clip that has now gone viral, and I want to talk about it.
Because they only left me like $5 tip. I didn't want to like $60. No, nothing wrong. Because I know, because then my manager didn't see it. Yeah, no, nothing wrong. He went to go get the car. Yeah, but nothing we can say about that. Sorry.
What really makes me frustrated is if you're gonna be able to go out and spend $230, you better be able to tip correctly, especially if you are making a lot more money than these waiters and waitresses. And it left a really bad taste in my mouth. But I don't think people understand how much waiters and waitresses go through because they have to rely on tips. Like, that's it. They have to rely on tips. So when she got a lot of backlash, this was her response.
JP3 tipped $50. I don't tip. Can I get canceled?
Maybe that's why it didn't come true.
I know. I don't tip. Can I get canceled? JP3, and he tipped 50.
Wait.
JP3 is like one of my top gifters.
W 50
JP3
tip.
W's.
W with the tip. Thank you so much.
JP3, you're actually insane for that.
Yeah, honey, I tipped $5 at a coffee shop.
Okay, I didn't pay. That was my thing. That's why I didn't want
it's not your card.
It wasn't my car. I wasn't supposed to put $50 on someone else's car. That was my dilemma. I didn't want to put someone else's money on the thing, whatever. If it were my card, if my card went through, I would have tipped better. But it wasn't my card.
I'm sorry. That's a bullshit fucking excuse. First of all, if you don't have money on your card, you should not be going out. That's, I think, very clear. I think what's really important is, what if there's an emergency? What if you need something? Like, you should never go out if you don't have money. Ever. But then what was really, like, sus is she was like, well, it wasn't my card. And I was like, okay, but then you can just Venmo your friends whose ever card it is. But it's just, like, there's no reason to have that excuse. And I'm sorry, $5 is absolutely pathetic. And so then, obviously, it's gotten a lot of traction. Her sister Wendy came out. This is her response to what happened.
As a waiter, I don't think you can expect a tip and like be upset at what you got tipped. Cause $5 is actually insane. Like, that's actually insane. But what every time I go out, I literally I make sure that the waitress is like being nice to me, and then literally whenever I'm eating with somebody, I always tell them like, we need a tip. But if you're not gonna be like nice and like whatever, you can't expect a tip. And honestly, tipping culture is insane because I don't think other countries are like this insane about tipping culture. But again, $5 is insane. I think she could have definitely tipped more. Or I always tip. Honey, I always tip. I always click, what is it, 25%? 25, 35, 50? I always click whatever's recommended. I think you can expect tips or whatever, but for a waitress to come out on stream and try to embarrass her on stream and say, oh, you only lifts $5, like, that's also unprofessional and insane.
when you insult tipping culture, that's what pisses me off, because we're not in any other country. We're in America, and we have to pay health care, even though everywhere else, universal health care. Like, it's the same fucking logic. We're in a different country, so it doesn't matter if other countries have their ways. Yeah, does that make more sense that waiters are tipped appropriately? Of course. But at the same time, this is how we do it here. And if you have the money, because I know that they make money, if you have the money to go out and spend $230, you have enough money to put down a $46 tip, which was I did the math. Okay, my calculator did the math, which would be a 20% tip. And she was like, if they're rude, I will only tip them this. And personally, if they're rude, I let them know and not just like take their money. But like, I would not tip them $5 for a $230 meal. What's really frustrating is I don't think people understand that waiters and waitresses rely on tips. Like, literally, the federal minimum wage is $2.13 an hour, because they want you to rely on your tips instead of, I don't know, giving their waiters a livable wage. Saying minimum wage is enough. Like, that's fucking stupid. We're at the point in this country where we need to say livable wages, because people have to get 2 to 3 jobs to even get an apartment. So livable wage. And so if you are able to spend $230, you're able to spend a little extra. And if that's your friend's card, you can easily pay your friend back in like Venmo. I think it's a terrible excuse. And honestly, I think it's a terrible example. You are showing others that you're better than them. You're not. No one is. And to say, oh, she wanted to embarrass her on stream, I doubt that she even gave a fuck about the stream. Because that money literally could have gone to a copay for a bill. That money could have gone to shoes for her kid. That money could have gone to a half tank of gas. Like, you don't know her money situation, and you're saying, oh, she did it to embarrass me. No, it is just out of touch behavior, especially in this fucking economy. So I'm calling her out. I'm calling her and her sister out. And because what examples are you setting for your fans? What examples are you setting for people to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to tip them. Why should I have to tip someone? Why do they have to rely on me? That selfish fucking mentality has destroyed this country. That mentality is the reason we don't have universal health care. That fucking mentality is the reason we don't have common sense gun control, and we literally have mass shootings on a daily fucking basis. That selfish mentality is the reason that corporations always fucking win, because they know you guys want to do the infighting and you're so fucking selfish. So it's cry me a fucking river about, well, why does it have to go to the tipper? Then don't fucking eat out. Don't fucking eat out. Only eat out if you can tip. And in general, do not leave your house if you don't know how to have money. That's dangerous, especially now. Like, what if your car breaks down and you need to call an Uber? You're really hungry. What if you're diabetic and you forgot your snack and your sugar is low? Like, never leave your house without money. So I just think this is a terrible example for her and her fans, and it's just So I'm curious what you think. What do you think about tipping culture, even though it's not a culture, it's just a thing? And let me know, because like, people don't complain and stop going to places when they raise their prices. They just accept it. So why can't you just accept this?